Hello, everyone. I am Tushar Bansal, and I'm a current student at the Indian School of Business. And this video is for those people who are planning to attempt the GMAT in the near future. I have written the GMAT exam for a total of two times now. And the first time I wrote it, it was in the Classic edition, which was the older edition of the GMAT. And the recent attempt of mine was in the Focus edition, which is the current edition, which the GMAT follows. In this video, I'd like to give you a brief about how does the exam experience look like, and I've been getting a lot of questions regarding the exam experience and the whole journey of writing this exam. So I'll just touch upon that particular topic in brief here. So the classic edition format, which was being followed previously, that used to be a 3 hour long exam, whereas the current edition or the focus edition is a 2 hour and 15-minute long exam, and it has three sections, namely the quantitative aptitude, the verbal ability, and the data insight section. The cost for applying for this examination comes out to be around 30,000 rupees. So obviously it is much more expensive than the Indian exams which we might have written till date. So as soon as you register for that examination, you'll have to pay that fee that can be paid via credit card or debit card, which have international transactions enabled. So it is possible that if your card has not enabled those international transactions, the payment might fail. So you might want to log in into your internet banking and enable that international transaction button. So as soon as you register for this examination, you will get an appointment email. It might take a couple of days to reach your inbox, but you should get it fairly in a fairly good amount of time as soon as you register for the GMAT. Now, in that appointment email, your name will be mentioned, your center will be mentioned, your appointment date and time will also be mentioned, and the instructions will also be written in terms of what all do you need to carry. So essentially, just need to carry your passport to the examination center. Nothing else is required. No other tool is required for you to write this exam. Also, there is no concept of admit card in this examination. So you just need to carry your passport into the examination hall whenever you go to write the GMAT exam. So talking about the exam day, how you should prepare for the exam day. So basically, the location which you will select, that will probably be some kind of an office space or a mall. And mostly the test conductors are the Pearson Group, the Pearson company, and you'll have to report to their office to write this particular exam. So they will have a test center in their office. So as soon as you arrive there, so I think one thing which you need to keep in mind is that you should be there at least 15 to 20 minutes in advance. It's always good to be there a bit in advance. But it is possible that they might not allow you to enter the office or that premises before your slot starts. So for example, if the slot timing is 11 a.m., they might ask you to wait till 11 a.m. Before you can enter that particular office space. But usually these centers are in some kind of a mall or a big office building. So you will have areas to sit around or maybe have some water or use the restrooms before your time for the appointment comes. So as soon as your time comes, they will let you in. And as soon as you enter, you will see a row of chairs aligned and a reception desk in front of you. As soon as you enter, you will be required to present your passport. So as I mentioned, you do not need any kind of admit card or any other document to be presented. It's just the passport which will do the job for you. But yes, for the sake of convenience, you can always take out the print. You can always take the printout of the appointment letter which was sent to you via email. So as soon as you present your passport to the reception, to the front office person, they will verify your details and they would hand you a particular sheet of paper which will have some instructions written. Now, those instructions are very general instructions regarding the code of conduct and how will the exam take place. So you are actually required to take a seat and take your time to read through all those instructions. Once you are done with the instructions, you hand that sheet of paper back to the coordinator, and then they will assign you the locker key. So the good thing here is that you will have access to the lockers, and you will be required to deposit all your personal belongings there. So your mobile phone, your watch, or maybe rings, chains, or even a bangle sort of a thing. Everything has to be deposited in the lockers. So my advice would be that you can actually carry a small handbag. The lockers are not very big in size, but they are sufficient enough to hold a bag of the size like we used to use in college or school. So that size of a handbag should be able to easily fit in the locker. And you can carry that bag, you can carry a water bottle, you can maybe carry some snacks if you want, and you can actually deposit that bag in the locker and you will have the access to the key. So they will appoint you a locker. You'll have to deposit all your belongings in there. The only thing which you can carry is your passport and the locker key. So once you have deposited your stuff in the locker, they might do some kind of a frisking, and then there will be another person who will take you inside the computer lab. So computer lab is where the actual test takes place. So in the lab area as well, there is a first computer desk where you might be required to place your fingerprints on a system. They will scan your fingerprints for verification purposes. They might also do a refrisking and will actually tell you the instructions for this examination. And once you are thorough with the instructions, then the person will take you to your allotted computer system, the machine where you will be required to take your test. So once you enter that examination area where there might be other people who are already attempting their test, and that can be any sort of test. It's not necessary that that will be a GMAT exam. It could be a GRE exam or a TOEFL or any kind of exam which the Pearson conducts. So you will be escorted towards your particular machine, and you will be advised to talk in whispers if you want to talk to the coordinator, because other people might get disturbed. The coordinator will give you some instructions and will help you log in into that system, and you'll be able to see the screen where you can just click start and start with your examination. So, for the purpose of rough work, since that is a question which has been asked a lot of times, that since we cannot carry any sheet of paper or pen, how do we do the rough work? So, for the purpose of rough work, you have laminated sheets and markers are provided to you. So, you can use the marker and the sheets to do your rough work. And you can ask for multiple number of sheets. So, obviously, there are sufficient number of sheets which are provided to you. But in case you fall short of those, you can just raise your hand, and since everything is being monitored via CCTV cameras, and the coordinator can actually see you from the other side of the room, they will promptly arrive to your location, and you can tell them that you need extra sheets or any sort of problem which you might face while doing the examination. You can just raise your hand quietly, and the coordinator would come to your place, and you can discuss your problem with them. So, as I mentioned previously, there are three sections in the GMAT exam. One is the quantitative aptitude, second is the verbal ability, and third is the data insight section. You have the option to select the order in which you want to attempt the exam. So, whatever is your strongest area or whatever is your strategy to attempt the exam, you can select the order. And once you select the order, then you can begin the examination. One important point to note here is that you have the option of taking a break in between the sections. So this is a 10-minute optional break, and you can take it only once between the two sections. So every section is timed at 45 minutes. So once the first section gets over, you will have the option of taking a break. You can either accept it or decline it. If you decline it, then after the second section, you will again have this option of taking a break. And again, you can accept it or decline it as per your convenience. So if you want to take a break, you will accept that particular option on your screen and you raise your hand. And the coordinator will again come to your desk. They will make sure that you collect your passport and your locker key, and they will escort you out of the computer lab, and you can take a 10-minute break as per your convenience. You can have water, you can use the restroom, and in some cases, you might be even able to access your bag and have some snacks if you want. While that is something which depends on the sole discretion of the coordinator, but in most of the cases, they might allow you to have some kind of snack if you want to. So be cautious of the time. I mean, 10 minutes is generally enough to have some water and go to the restroom. But I would advise you to be at your position well in time, because if you cross that limit of 10 minutes, that gets eaten up from your examination time. So the examination time will just start automatically as soon as the 10 minutes are over. So make sure to do all that stuff in about 5-6 minutes so that you have 3-4 minutes to get back to your seat and to be seated and be mentally prepared for the next section. Talking about my experience of writing the GMAT, so I opted for the quantitative aptitude as my first section, followed by verbal, and ultimately followed by the data insight section. So I did not plan to take a break after the first section, but what happened with me was that I was quite exhausted after the first section got over, and it was just on that day that I felt that I need a break. So I opted for that optional break right after the first section. I had some water. I just sat in the common area, just relaxed myself so that I could compose myself, and then I went on to complete the second and third section. So as soon as you are over with the third section, as soon as the timer ends, it will just refresh for a while. It might take about 5 to 6 seconds, and you would see your score right away. So that is another difference as compared to the Indian examinations, which we have been writing till now, that the score will be available to you instantaneously. It'll just be a lag of about 5 to 10 seconds, and you will be able to see your score. So you will know how you have performed in your test on that very instant. As soon as your exam gets over, you can again raise your hand, or the coordinator might themselves get to know that your exam is over. So they will come to your place. So you are not required to stand up from your seat without any permission. You can raise your hand. The coordinator will come to your place. The coordinator will collect the transparent sheets for rough work and the markers, and then they will escort you out of that lab. So yeah, I think that is pretty much about the exam. Once you are into the reception area, the common area, you can collect your belongings. You can open the logger and collect your belongings. You do not get any printed scorecard or any written confirmation of the scorecard, which used to happen in the classic edition, where the reception person would hand you over the written scorecard or an unofficial report. But it does not happen in the focus edition. So you will, exit from that particular building empty-handed. Like, you won't get any kind of scorecard or any written confirmation from them. Although they will tell you that in the next 24 hours, the score will be visible on your account. So maybe you can go home, and on the next day, you can just log in to the website, and your score will be visible on the website itself. And obviously, then you can actually send your scores to the relevant universities. One important caveat here is that once you get your scores, once the scores are live on the platform, you have about 72 hours to send your score to 5 universities for free. So there is no fee charged for sending the scores to 5 universities. So you can use this opportunity to send the score to 5 dream universities or 5 universities which you are planning to apply. Because in the normal scenario, there is a fee which is usually associated with it, and the fee is usually $35. So you can save on that fee if you are actually sending the scores well in advance. So you can make use of that opportunity. And in the classic edition, there used to be an option of canceling your score. So which means that if the GMAT exam did not go as per your expectations, you can log in into your account and you can cancel that score. Or I think even at the exam day, once you get your score, you have the option of canceling your score. Now, this thing was available only in the classic edition, but in the focus edition, you do not have that option. So whatever attempt you give, whatever score you achieve, that will be recorded in the system. And obviously, you have the option of sending or not sending that score to the university. So that is something which you have as per your convenience, but you cannot cancel that score. And maybe the reason they have made this change is because now you can technically attempt the GMAT unlimited number of times. Obviously, there is a cap of 5 attempts in a calendar year, but in the lifelong, you can attempt this exam unlimited number of times. So that was pretty much about my GMAT exam experience. If in case you have any questions, you can mention your questions in the comment section, and wishing you all the best for your GMAT exam. Thank you so much.